thing. So we're standing for the Dollar Tree, and basically,
such as this thing here.
All right, I'm excited to have a guest.
Metal right here, of course. Everyone is.
Cuba is like they're under a dictator.
All right, we are live for a Thursday edition of the People's Talk Show. Excited to connect. Looking forward to finding out what's on your radar. And can't help but just talk about what seems to be the prevailing story of the day. And it has to do with, is it a billionaire feud? Is it a quest for some type of digital freedom of speech? Or is it all a distraction? So I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on it. So feel free to chime in and we can talk about this. But other than that, hope everyone is doing well. As always, want to make sure I welcome first-time viewers to the community. Welcome. If we have any returning guests, definitely let me know where you're watching from. We'd love to give you a shout-out in the chat. And then also when the phone lines open up, 313-462-0027 is the number that you can call and let your voice be heard. All right. So I will jump in real quick and see who's plugged in with us. And as always, it's great. And it's an honor to be in your presence. So I appreciate everybody. But before I dive further, make sure you click the subscribe button as well as the bell notification if you want to stay plugged in when we go live. And let's keep it moving forward. So, all right, let me check in real quick. We got Christopher checking in with us. Appreciate you. Barlight Broker. We got James also checking in. What else? We got Road King also. Jojo, we got Ed, TB checking in, Will Smith. Appreciate everybody for taking time to bless me with your presence. And so give it a minute before we jump in because, as always, take it the algorithms are not too active these days when it comes to the channel, but I'm going to keep plugging along as best as I can. And if you don't mind, as I mentioned, hit the thumbs up button. Hopefully that helps speed things up and lets people know that, hey, we're talking over here. I'm trying to have some real talk. But let's jump in, man. So I put together this little visual aid right here just to basically put it out there. It's your call. Let me know what you guys think. I'm kind of not quite sure what side of the fence I'm on, leaning more towards the side of just a distraction. But then again, some things about Elon seems somewhat sincere, even though I know his family line and they involved in a lot of things. The more I dive down those rabbit holes, the more I find out. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think, just because I'm open to other opinions as well as you guys keeping me informed. So what do you guys think? Is this just another billionaire feud where Elon Musk, because he's been very fortunate over the last few years due to his government contracts and subsidies and all the things the government has done for him, and on top of that, all the contracts he has and things like that, he's been able to secure a pretty hefty bag. And perhaps he's looking to dump some of it because he knows where the ultimate fate of the Federal Reserve note is, or what. It's kind of hard to read through all this, but I want to definitely do my best to connect and just find out what you guys think. So, where do you guys stand out of those three options, or is there perhaps a fourth that I'm not aware of? Feel free to let me know. So I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say, and I want to just share with you real quick a little snippet of something that it seems sincere, but I'm wondering why. So I'm going to play this and you guys let me know what you think.
Strong intuitive sense is that having a public platform that is maximally trusted and broadly inclusive is extremely important to the future of civilization.
But you've described yourself.
I don't care about the economics at all.
Okay, that's cool to hear.
I don't care about the economics at all. Having a platform that's globally, broadly inclusive rather. Those are, the word inclusive. We've been hearing a lot of the word inclusive these days, and it's not necessarily been for the benefit of humanity, in my opinion. But so yeah, I'm just going to thumb through some things here, some things that caught my attention because I'm sure everyone has an opinion on it, and so I figure what better way to have a segment where give you guys a chance to let your voice be heard. So, Elon Musk says he doesn't care about the economics of buying Twitter. And so he put up a pretty hefty price tag of trying to buy out current shareholders and become the sole majority owner and do what with it. And so he's doing a little TED talk there. Apparently more information came out as far as how he believes that the public should have the ability to view the code. And so why shouldn't Twitter have their code base on GitHub as something that's viewable so people can make sure that they're not ultimately the guinea pigs, which, of course, that's the way how things are played out rather. But lots of thoughts here. And so he puts up the idea of 43 billion, paying slightly above the current share price. And so far, it looks like the Saudi royals have declined it, as well as probably a few other people. But last week or 2 weeks ago, when he decided to buy that 9% into the company, and then then the talks of him joining the board, my first thought was like, wow, he's about to do something silly, because for him to be on paper one of the wealthiest fiat currency holders, because he's been allowed to be and he's been positioned to be that, is he playing games, or is he seriously trying to disrupt some things? And that's where things get a little, we'll find out. But I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on it. So here's just a couple headlines here. And then one of the things I want to definitely touch on is that since over the last 2 years, the billionaires have just gotten richer and richer. And so his wealth has only grown over the last several months. But it says Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. And that's a play on words, because once again, the richest, if you were to use that word, I would say the wealthiest happen to be the oligarch families that we're not allowed to speak on, that own the central banks, that create the currency that would allow someone to be labeled as paper wealthy or paper rich, which is what Elon is. But anyway, he's now 100 billion richer than Jeff Bezos. And so this guy has some funds to play around with. Musk increased his net worth to 282 billion, which is 100 billion richer than Jeff. So to have billionaire problems, I'm sure that's a whole nother level of issues. But he's human, so definitely he has some problems of some kind. But 282 billion net worth is sure it's not liquid, but he's going to pony up 43 billion, of course. Probably do some, probably leverage off his company or whatever, things of that nature. But just interesting things. And then here's just a couple more articles, a couple headlines. Mega troll. So the mainstream media wants to call him a troll because he's been very vocal, and he'll clap back at anybody who's making fun of him or poking fun at him. So that's interesting of itself. The fact that he's actively involved on the Twitter sphere. So this was inevitable, in my opinion. And so I'm curious to hear, what do you guys think? Is this something that is a distraction, or is this a billionaire feud? Is he trying to dig at somebody or show that, flex some of those billions around, or what? I'm curious to hear what you guys think. And I got a couple other stories here, but it's going to be a light day today. Don't want to go too doom and gloom on you, but I just want to have some fun with it. So let's, for those that are interested, let's just jump right in, man. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. This is the People's Talk Show. And it's no talk show unless you have somebody to talk to. So feel free to call in. You can chime in on this subject matter or any other subjects you guys want to touch on, or just highlight at Rethinking a Dollar, and I'll jump on it. MW says Elon is from South Africa. Yes, I think I've heard that. And another thing about Elon, and I guess his mother, I heard I watched a lot of videos. But it was a video I watched giving some of his mother's background and some of the people she dealt with and things like that up in the Canada region. And the fact that no matter who's in front of us, if they're in that club of individuals, they know some things that we don't know. They play on a different realm than we play on. And it's an interconnectedness of the bloodlines and the organizations of evil. So they're still intermingled amongst themselves in a very, like I would say, so deep state, but like they're part of that power pyramid that I show often. But let's get some calls. Hello, caller. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Mike, Steve, People Region 9.
Steve, what's going on, my man? What's your thoughts on this situation right here before us?
All the distractions. Look over here. Look, watch that left hand while the right hand slaps you upside the head.
Good stuff, man.
That's what it.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. they're doing that. They're giving us all these dog and pony shows.
Mhm.
You know, putting a different color lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
When basically, while they're out destroying the food and all the rest of this type mess.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I sent you two videos there. It's called. I just titled it "Very Suspicious."
Yeah. Let me go ahead.
Yeah, there's two of them there. Basically, late last night, early this morning, a huge veggie processing place in Salinas, California, up in flames.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. I mean, they provide an enormous amount of food throughout the nation, and it's up in flames. My eyebrow goes up, with something like that, only because they're killing the chickens. All the rest of this place will not be able to be rebuilt.
Right.
It's not going to be up and running next week. It's down, out for the count.
Right. Man.
So,
yeah. That's big news, man, because that right there, that's more pressure on the already strained as well as deliberately withheld food situations that we're hearing about. So definitely not good, man.
Absolutely. Hey, watch the hand. Watch the hand.
Yeah. That's real.
Pretty much. Just so we got that. So we got that going on, and if you can post those two videos so people can see those.
Yeah, I will.
And then we got, naturally we have the weather that's affecting crops and all the rest of that type stuff.
Yeah.
Along with that, and then we have that truck. Then we have that truck back up in Mexico.
Yeah.
With all of those perishable items, fruits, blah blah blah, food. That if they sit on those trucks, it's just going to spoil.
Yeah.
So we have that going on while Elon is doing whatever he's doing.
Right.
Man. And then, I know. I'm just hitting these little bullet points and let you guys talk about it.
Hey,
and then we have California.
Yeah.
We have California banning trucks pretty much out of state.
Yeah.
Because of environmental issues. So there's another thing that affects the food chain in a huge way.
Right. Man, good point. Hey, good stuff, man. Way to bring it to the forefront. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it real. And what brought me to that fire was, and there was a Home Depot that went up just several days ago.
Yeah.
A huge Home Depot in San Jose.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see more of this type stuff.
Yeah.
Going on. They want that food chain eliminated.
Right. Oh, man.
And before I depart, Mike, you can remind them what is real money with Haggai. With Haggai, chapter 2, verse 8. The silver is mine, and the gold is mine, saith the Lord of hosts.
Good stuff, man. I'll put it up here. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. But hey, as always, man, thanks for bringing some more concerning issues to the forefront. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, that Taylor Farms is huge, man. And those trucks down in Mexico.
Yeah,
that's huge stuff. They're gonna starve us out, or that's what they plan on doing.
That's the plan, man. But yeah, we knew that was coming well before now. So like always, we tell people to do the best you can to brace, prepare, and be as self-sufficient as you can while you can. So, but hey, man, let me get some more calls. Appreciate you as always.
Absolutely. God bless, bro.
Yep, same to you. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is the coolest white dude in Yaxcabay, Mexico.
The coolest. What's going on, man? What are your thoughts on this issue before is distraction, feud, or what? I'm assuming it was just a distraction, but what are your thoughts, man?
Well, I think Elon's a fraud. He's a younger version of Henry Kissinger.
Okay.
That's the way I see it. He's an actor. That's what I think.
Fair enough. Hey, I understand. Yeah, what else is going on with you, man?
Yeah, I was wondering if you're drinking any water out of the tap.
Not directly, no.
Okay, yeah, you don't want to get any of that snake venom.
Watch the water. Yeah, so that's been passed on to me a couple of times, man.
I don't want to say too much because I don't want to hurt your program.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, the term poisoning well comes from Rome, and that's when they were depopulating the people. This usually takes place after a currency failure, and that's what we have going on here.
Yeah.
Mike Adams had a great program and made a good point by some executive from Google that had retired or something. Anyway, we run on 90 days in the world. That means 90 days of food, 90 days of oil. Distractions and logistic concerns are becoming a big problem.
Yeah. 100%, man.
Yeah, I can tell you the price of feed for my cattle, corn, or pigs and chicken is up substantially.
Yeah.
Substantially in Mexico. And it's difficult to get feed for animals. It's not easy. The supply chain is very fragile. And I'm telling you from my perspective in Mexico to get feed, I mean, I go through about $1,000 worth of feed a day or a week. And it's becoming more difficult to obtain, and the prices are definitely getting higher. So scarcity and different things. I too suffered some chicken losses in Mexico because of cold weather. So thank you, Greta. Isn't it amazing that Greta, who's like 13 years old, doesn't anyone ever wonder how she got this place on the UN? The meeting, my daughter was 13 at the time. Did she get invited to the UN to talk about climate change?
Not at all.
I don't think so. She's kind of like an Elon Musk. They just get put in these situations. They're not very smart. Kind of come from eBay or PayPal, and then all of a sudden they're an engineer, and then they're going to Mars. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. But hey, man, I appreciate you as always. Let me get some more calls in, my friend. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. You take care.
Be good. Hello, Carlos. Where are you calling from?
Hey, Mike.
Hey there.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? This is Wilbur, Clinton Syndicate. Hey,
Wilbur,
look, I'm not going to take up too much of your time.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to talk about what you were talking about earlier today. I saw your earlier show.
Yes, sir.
And I think that's the goal, because I'm sitting here talking to somebody and they're like, well, we just want travel. I was like, well, no, you're missing the point. That's what they want you to do.
Right.
They want you to sit at home and do absolutely nothing, to be paralyzed until they tell you to move. You understand? So it's like, I think a lot of people are going to look at this the wrong way, even though they're good people. They're going to look at what you were talking about earlier. I'm not going to go into it. Hey, people go watch the show, but I'm just saying,
right.
If their goal is to construct this web of, you got to be the good person, and we'll be the people that tell you whether or not you could travel, when a lot of people are just going to sit back and be like, you know what, I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
And that's what they want. That's ultimately what they want. But I'll let you get some more callers, man. Love your show.
Good stuff, man.
And we'll see you later.
Appreciate you, my man.
All right, man.
Yep.
Later. All right, later.
Yeah, good stuff. So it's referring to the video I did earlier, one of the community members passed on some information, and this particular information here, nothing new, but it's really kicking in to gears right now. And that's why I would bring it to our attention, just because that know your traveler information, it's based upon utilizing the blockchain and the cryptographic stuff behind that. And then also it's going to be centered around not allowing people to be able to travel unless you have a certain rating or score. And this falls right in line with the ESG movement and everything else, the digital identification, the shot passport stuff. So all this stuff is being built out right now, utilizing the technology that, certain portion of the population is extremely excited about. But then again, if the World Economic Forum is behind all of this, then how beneficial will it be for humanity? We're going to find out. But I think is just worth bringing to people's attention because, ultimately speaking, those that are outright supporters of the whole decentralized cryptographic, token movement, I think, they're shareholders ultimately in the same format that's being set up in this new world or this reordering of the world structure, because those are all the buzzwords that have been presented to us, multi-capitalism, multi-stakeholders, and all that inclusive crap, okay, yeah. Once again, if you don't write the code, that code gonna turn against you, in my personal opinion, but I digress. Let's keep it moving. What else we got here? ICU says the Real ID 2020 October. So I know it was postponed, but let me check that out real quick. Let me dive into this. The Thunder Sound says, know your travel. KYT sounds eerily similar to KYC, know your customer bank transaction tracking laws. Yeah, so it's not, so that know your traveler, that was my whole little spin on it, but you get the idea of what I was trying to piggyback off of. And it's, whatever entity that's behind all that, they set the rules that the people who going to play got to follow or else. And it's about a score, about your ratings. And that entails your compliance and everything else involved. So, yeah, who am I? Hello, caller. Where are you calling from?
Real quick, Mike, just play me money bags.
Play me money bags. Give me something, man. I know you got something good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so they got the saying that you will own nothing and be happy.
Right.
So why does this sound like one huge corporation monopoly over the citizens of the world? You ever thought about that? But at the same time, we forget that they teach us how to boycott against this.
Good point. So watch this. So the boycott against this is by ultimately not participating in anything that's put before us is the ultimate boycott, or what?
It's deeper than that, because if we actually use the boycott system, it would give the power back to the independent owners, the mom and pop businesses. If we boycotted the AKA Walmarts, the AKA Amazons, you got a lot of people joining it. Like, okay, let's say Amazon. Instead of me going out and renting 15 box trucks, coming up with an LLC and put my own name on it, you worsen our chances by going and joining Amazon, getting the fleet, getting onto their package, and you're just giving them more power.
Good point.
You're taking the power. You're taking the power out of your own hands and giving it to them freely, just because they offered you, hey, if you come join this fleet, you can get this package. If I'm gonna do all that work and get all that, I'm gonna just start it under myself.
Right. That makes sense. So someone says, no fear, boycott, just stop working. Yeah, easier said than done, but.
Yeah, you can't just stop working, because you're going to have to end up eventually working for yourself and for your family.
You're going to have to produce value of some kind and use some medium of exchange in order to interact with the real world when it comes to getting goods and services that you need. So, yeah.
Exactly. Just go back to when y'all at home tonight, man. Just pull out that Monopoly game and start playing it with your family. And as you're playing it, you're going to start thinking about everything that's going on in the real world. And you're going to be like, in the middle of this game, you can be like, this is exactly what they're doing. They're monopolizing all of us up under their umbrella. And at the end of the day, we will own nothing and be happy.
Hey, man. Appreciate you, man. Way to make us think a little bit, man.
Not a problem. I appreciate you for having me.
Be good, man. Yeah. That's can't get no simpler than that, people. Anyway, let's keep moving, man. Appreciate all the thoughts, ideas, suggestions. Keep it coming. X says, so the RFID chip in the hand will not be used, but the cell phone. So X, my personal thought process about this is that right now, the phone is the primary medium that is used, and then it will evolve into being directly within your body. And there's more than enough information surfacing now how utilizing the blockchain and all that stuff can easily be incorporated into the human body. And of course, Elon Musk, Neuralink, plug it into your system, the metaverse, inclusiveness, and that. So all that stuff taking us digital, removing us out of the real world where God has given us dominion over it, and taking us into that digital meta whatever that's controlled through technology is the ultimate goal, so that it takes us towards that one world approach to where you'll own nothing, because everything that you think you own will be plugged into somebody else's mainframe, and you'll be a digital version of what the whole Matrix movie series were all about. Like, what Neo faced with the blue pill, red pill, the whole experience there is where this is all heading. It's just a matter of at what pace, because it's all underway right now. And that video I did earlier showing how the whole idea of the cell phone had nothing to do with making it convenient and easy for us to communicate. It was a militarized item that was used for, defensive issues and geopolitical, all that other stuff. So, and of course, it happens to be that, people spend $1,000 for the latest iPhone, which actually happens to be something that ensnares them and entraps them even further. And I'm ranting a little bit, but let me share something with you that I posted on the Telegram last night. So, for all my iPhone lovers out there, no doubt you got a request to update your iPhone, and so this was sent to me. I do not mess with iPhones, and I, as of last year, went completely off of Android. So I'm in the Googled space. It has its plus and minuses, but it's just a start. You can't completely go belly up, but you can do the best you can. But here is something that my iPhone lovers was introduced with yesterday, probably for some, but it says use a Face ID with a mask. And so it gives you an option. And in order to move forward in your phone, you had to select one of these options, whether you don't want to use it with your mask or if you do want to use it with your mask. But think about this. It says Face ID is the most accurate when it's set up for full face recognition, but to use Face ID wearing a mask, iPhone can recognize the unique features around the eye area to authenticate. So think about the algorithms and the machine learning. We're all being pawns. We're all guinea pigs for technology's sake, where they're using everything we do in the real world to train and to prepare the algos and as well as the machines to further enslave us in a sense that, even the people who are at the very top will have to do less work because the algorithms and the AI will eventually kick in and do majority of the automated enslavement. So that's just where this stuff is going, man. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Mike. It's Mike from Pacoima, California.
Mike, what's going on, man? Give me a quick thought.
So this is all just bread and circus with Elon. It's all BS. They're just trying to distract you from what they're doing.
Right. Fair enough, man.
Plain and simple. That's all it is. It's just a show. It's just a TV show. It's on television. It's on the programming. Yeah. You're being programmed to think that this matters. It doesn't. Who cares? Plain and simple. Bottom line is we are in the Great Reset. Mm-hmm. They think that they're going to be able to push us all digital. I think we're going to stand up and regress back. I think we're closer to the 1920s than 2020. What is it? 2030?
2030. Yeah, closer to 20. You said we're closer. You said we're closer to 1920 than 2030.
Yep.
As far as the overall agenda of them succeeding with this Great Reset. Okay.
Yeah, I think that they think they're too cocky. I think that they think we're too stupid. Mm-hmm. And I think people like you and others sharing the information about it, and the more you look into it, it's all about it's a power grab. Right. It's a power grab, and it only works if you willingly open the door. Right. It's like a vampire. Yeah. They can't come in unless you open the door.
Right. Hey, good stuff, man. Appreciate you, Mike.
So one little thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
You need to go back manual. Mm-hmm. Who cares? We could turn off this. Everybody's so scared about a digital ID. Mm-hmm. You could turn it off. You can unplug it. You don't have. You turn off damn internet. Mm-hmm. You think about a regression. Think about how they lived back in the day, 1920. Because we're closer to that than with the supply chains. How I forgot who mentioned the caller before with the whole thing in Mexico. We're not going to have a bunch of fruit coming in.
Yeah. Good point.
So, get back to the land.
Hey, man. Appreciate you, man.
Get
Thanks
your
for
weight
calling.
up.
Yep.
Hey, have a good one, Mike.
Appreciate you. Yep. Yeah, that's and believe me, I am not against going backwards if it means saving us from having to give up more of what we think is ours because of the continuous pressure placed on us on the financial side, the social side, the political side, you name it, man. Like, they're trying to close off all exits and ramps. And even just like at this current moment with the cost of things going up, sticker price of things is becoming a little bit more of a deterrent for a lot of people, even when it comes towards some of the things we've taken for granted, such as being able to travel freely within our country, i.e. via flights. Flights are more expensive, so people automatically are going to dial back because the abundance of flights or cheaper flights are not as available as they were before. But, some people will, some people won't. But overall, it's going to deter a lot of people from doing things. And that whole digital ID stuff plays right into it because eventually, if this stuff is it becomes nationwide in this country here, there will, well before then, I think there'll be a lot of social uneasiness out in the streets, to put it like that, because more people are waking up because of this technology than ever before. And I think there's a lot of things that brewing under the surface. And what I'm referring to is that one of the community members shared some information with me about this current administration and the possibility of some video footage being leaked out exposing this current administration involving some possible youth, and it was not friendly. So I'm not going to go into that, but I did put a little bit of a clip on a Telegram page, and then also I saw some of that live video today as well. Very disturbing. Very disturbing to say the least. But it makes R. Kelly's issue very small in comparison to what's out there and what could be coming. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But anyway, let's get ready to dial back. I appreciate everybody for blessing me with their presence. And so once again, ultimately speaking, I think this whole situation is a distraction. And as I always mention, it's going to be one after the next every week from here on out until there's going to be a distraction, barring some God-derived event that really shakes stuff up and puts us on a much more beneficial pathway outside of these people's hands, where we actually are able to see the corruption, the evil behind this, and the world has a great awakening, which I think is definitely underway. So anyway, people, that's all she got for today. Be blessed, be safe. Hope everyone continue to do the best you can to seek God first so that you'll have the wisdom to be able to walk on that pathway that he's carved out for you and yours. And no better place to be other than the pathway that the Lord has put before you. So I would not want to be anywhere else but where the Lord directs me. So that's just me. But anyway, as always, let's close out with a little bit of prayer. I want to make sure I lift up and give props to where they're due, to the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Grateful for another day and looking forward to another one tomorrow, Lord willing. And also, tomorrow at noon, Mike and Mario back at it again. Looking forward to connecting with Mr. Manico. So definitely join us at noon tomorrow and bring some thoughts, ideas. We're going to cover everything this week and everything moving forward. But to end it out, let's go. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity, Lord, to dive into more of you today. Father, we ask you to allow us all to have a greater, higher encounter of your goodness and your grace today. We ask you just continue to shower your love upon us, Lord. Help us to treat other people like we want to be treated, and help us to love you with all of our heart, mind, soul, and strength, Father. And we ask that your word continues to be a light unto our pathway so that we can travel that narrow pathway, Lord, all the way into eternity, and allow us to do your work, be of service to you in this day and age. We just thank you in advance for all that you have done. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, people. That's all she wrote. Be blessed, be safe, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace.